Recessions change the world, wrecking millions of lives, destroying industries and tearing countries apart. Naturally, there is always a lot of finger-pointing, but who is really to blame? A recession is typically indicated by an increase in unemployment, a decrease in industrial production, and a loss in commerce. One of the worst economic downturns in American history, the Great Recession of 2008 to 2009, was the most recent. A few more noteworthy recessions in American history include the 1973 to 1975 recession, the 1990 to 1991 recession, and the dot-com boom 2001. While there have been many reasons for previous recessions in the U.S., there have also been some similarities. Numerous causes contributed to the Great Recession of 2008 to 2009, notably the collapse of the housing market and the ensuing financial crisis. For many years, the housing market had been in a bubble, with home prices increasing to unaffordable heights. Many homeowners were left underwater on their mortgages once the bubble burst, and they were unable to refinance. This resulted in a surge of foreclosures, which reduced consumer spending and housing values. The failure of multiple sizable financial institutions with significant housing market investments set off the economic crisis. An investor-driven bubble in the technology industry, with many technological companies operating profitlessly, was the root cause of the dot-com boom of 2001. The Nasdaq stock market index, the heaviest weighted toward technology businesses, fell by 78% when the bubble burst. Several factors contributed to the 1990 to 1991 recession, including the shock to the oil price and the Federal Reserve's tightening of monetary policy. The Gulf War and the ensuing disruption in oil supplies led to the shock of the oil price. Economic activity decreased as a result of interest rate increases made by the Federal Reserve, under the direction of Alan Greenspan, to combat inflation. The 1973 to 1975 recession was influenced by several factors, including the end of the post-World War II economic boom, an increase in oil prices, and monetary policy errors by the Federal Reserve. As the post-World War II economic boom came to an end, economic growth declined, and inflation sharply increased due to the spike in oil prices caused by OPEC's oil embargo. Additionally, several monetary policy errors made by the Federal Reserve under Arthur Burns, including maintaining interest rates too low for an extended period, contributed to the recession. Causes of recession. A recession can be triggered by a variety of economic factors, including high unemployment, declining GDP, and a drop in consumer expenditure. These economic indicators often intertwine to create a challenging financial environment. When companies are not hiring or are laying off employees, there is a high rate of unemployment. This situation can create a ripple effect throughout the economy, slowing down economic growth as there is less disposable income circulating. Unemployed individuals typically cut back on spending, which in turn affects businesses that rely on consumer demand. This reduction in consumer spending can lead to lower business revenues, further job losses, and a cycle of economic contraction. Similarly, a decline in GDP, or gross domestic product, occurs when an economy fails to produce enough goods and services to meet consumer demand. GDP is a critical measure of economic performance, and its decline often signals that the economy is shrinking. This drop can be caused by reduced consumer and business spending, lower investment in infrastructure and technology, or adverse changes in economic policies. When GDP falls, it reflects a decrease in economic activity, leading to lower incomes and fewer job opportunities. Consumer expenditure is another vital component affected during a recession. When individuals become concerned about their financial future, they tend to cut back on discretionary spending. This reduced spending includes major purchases like homes or cars, which are significant drivers of economic activity. As consumer confidence wanes, businesses experience reduced sales, which can lead to further economic slowdown. External events also play a crucial role in precipitating recessions. Natural disasters, such as hurricanes, earthquakes, and floods, can disrupt economic activity by damaging infrastructure, displacing populations, and causing businesses to temporarily or permanently close. The costs associated with rebuilding and recovery can strain public and private resources, further exacerbating economic downturns. Political instability can also have profound effects on the economy. Uncertain political environments can erode investor confidence, leading to reduced investment and economic activity. Events such as elections, policy changes, or geopolitical tensions can create uncertainty that affects economic stability and growth. Trade policy changes, including new trade agreements or tariffs, can significantly impact the economy. Trade barriers can restrict the flow of goods and services, increase business costs, and lead to retaliatory measures from trading partners. Conversely, trade agreements can open new markets but may also lead to disruptions in existing industries. It's important to recognize that recessions are complex phenomena influenced by a confluence of both internal and external variables. They are a natural part of economic cycles, often followed by periods of recovery and expansion. Understanding these dynamics helps policymakers and businesses develop strategies to mitigate the impact of recessions and promote financial stability. Effects of a recession. Increased unemployment during a recession can significantly impact individuals and families, making it harder for them to secure employment and manage their finances. As job opportunities become scarcer, many people may be forced to accept positions with lower pay or reduced hours. This decrease in personal income can lead to challenges in meeting essential needs such as housing, food, and medical care. Individuals may have to tighten their budgets, delay or forego important purchases, and dip into savings to make ends meet. For businesses, a recession often means lower sales and earnings. With decreased consumer spending, companies might face diminished revenues, prompting them to cut costs by reducing employee numbers or hours. Such measures can further exacerbate the economic downturn, as job losses contribute to reduced consumer spending, creating a vicious cycle. Businesses might also limit their investments in new projects or expansion plans, further stalling economic activity. The closure of many small businesses due to financial strain can lead to a noticeable shortage of job opportunities, deepening the impact on the labor market. The overall impact of a recession on the economy can be severe. Governments may experience reduced tax revenues due to lower incomes and corporate profits, making it more challenging to fund essential services and programs. Public services such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure might face budget cuts or reduced funding, affecting the quality and availability of these services. Additionally, individuals' savings and retirement accounts can lose value as the stock market declines, impacting long-term financial security. Recessions can also lead to increased government deficits and national debt. To counteract the economic downturn, governments often increase spending to support citizens and stimulate the economy. However, if tax revenues do not keep pace with this heightened expenditure, the resulting deficits can add to the national debt. This increase in debt can have long-term implications for fiscal policy and future economic stability. Despite the serious consequences of recessions, it's important to remember that they are typically temporary. Although they can be challenging periods for many individuals and businesses, history shows that economies generally recover and start to expand again. The resilience of economic systems and the implementation of effective policies and support measures play crucial roles in facilitating recovery and ensuring a return to growth. Government response to a recession. Fiscal policy is one of the main instruments that governments use to combat recessions. Fiscal policy. The term fiscal policy describes how governments affect economic activity through taxing and spending. Governments can utilize fiscal policy to boost economic growth by increasing spending during a recession. This money may be used for direct assistance to individuals and businesses, or it may be allocated to infrastructure projects, such as constructing roads and bridges. The intention is to transfer funds to businesses and consumers to stimulate the economy and generate employment. Monetary policy. Another tool that governments can use to respond to a recession is monetary policy. Monetary policy involves the strategies employed by a central bank to influence a nation's economic activity through the management of interest rates and the money supply. By adjusting these economic levers, central banks aim to stabilize the economy, control inflation, and promote sustainable growth. During a recession, one of the primary actions a central bank might take is to lower interest rates. Reduced interest rates make borrowing cheaper for both businesses and individuals. For businesses, this decrease in borrowing costs can lead to increased investment in capital projects, research and development, and expansion efforts. This, in turn, can help stimulate economic activity by creating jobs and driving higher levels of production and innovation. For individuals, lower interest rates can lead to more affordable loans for major purchases such as homes, cars, or education. Potential consequences. It's critical to remember that government responses to recessions are not always successful and may have unforeseen effects. For instance, rising government expenditure may result in higher inflation or a larger national debt. Lowering interest rates might lead to a housing market bubble or an asset bubble. Governments must therefore carefully analyze the possible effects of their decisions and implement policies suited to the specific characteristics of the current crisis. Understanding the origins and consequences of recessions can enhance individuals' and businesses' ability to withstand financial downturns. This planning may involve debt reduction, investment diversification, and saving money. Individuals should be frugal with their expenditures during a recession and maintain an emergency fund to handle unforeseen costs. Additionally, exploring ways to boost income, such as starting a side business or taking on part-time work, can be beneficial. For businesses, it is crucial to monitor economic shifts and adjust operations as necessary. This could involve reducing expenses, expanding the range of goods and services offered, and building strong relationships with clients and suppliers. The significance of government action during recessions is another crucial topic that needs emphasis. Fiscal and monetary policies, among other government initiatives, are essential for mitigating the effects of a recession on individuals and businesses. It is therefore important for voters to be aware of government actions and to hold elected leaders accountable during recessions. Lastly, it is important to remember that economic cycles include recessions as a natural feature, and these periods will eventually end with economic recovery. While recessions can be challenging, they also offer opportunities for development and innovation. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Drop a comment below with your thoughts or any questions about how recessions impact different groups. Stay informed and stay resilient. See you in the next video.